Welcome into another edition of Celtics Spotlight here on the Carlow Sports Network. Sean Meyers joined by Bryan Pan, a junior for the Celtics track and field team. Bryan, thank you for doing this. How's your day going?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Excited to talk to you. I know you've had a lot of success so far here at Carlow, including establishing multiple records in your first year here at the program. So what have been the biggest keys to your success?
Well, as cliche as it sounds, it's just hard work, consistency, and discipline. I make sure to listen to what my coach has to say about my technique and my training, and just go from there.
Mentioned you've done well in multiple events. Which one would you say is your favorite event?
So far, in the outdoor season, I got to try the 400-meter hurdles, and I believe that's going to be my best event, and it is my favorite event right now.
I know that a lot of training goes into what you do. To run hurdles, you have to be fast, you have to be athletic, you have to be able to jump, obviously. What are some of the training regimens that you have to prepare for that?
Well, it depends. It varies day by day. Some days we're inside the gym working out, especially a lot in the off season. Other days we're doing cardio like the bike or the elliptical. But many days we're out at Shenley Park and we're doing running. So we warm up, and then our coach has us do drills, sometimes longer negatives, but sometimes shorter sprints. It really depends on the day.
Do you do a lot of weightlifting for your lower body as well?
Oh, 100%. I think it's about like almost 90% lower body when we're in the gym.
Right. Let's talk about the goals. What did you have individually and for your team goals this season?
Individually, I intend to keep lowering my PRs, keep getting faster times. For conference outdoor, I hope to medal in the 400-meter hurdles. For team goals, we're kind of just supporting one another. The other boys on the team, Tahir, CJ, Saul, and Evan, I just hope to push them so that they can also get faster times.
I know that it's your first year here at Carlow. What led to the decision to transfer here?
Definitely one of the big factors was the cardiovascular perfusion program they have here. It's a very unique program, not too many out there in the country. And when I looked into it, the opportunity that they have at Carlow and the relationship they have with UPMC is something that interested in me.
Now, I know you made a pretty significant trek across the country by way of California. So what have been the biggest adjustments to life here in Western Pennsylvania?
Oh, definitely the weather. It gets real chilly in the winter. Oh my gosh.
Or even in the spring when it snows sometimes.
It snowed yesterday too, and it's late April, so I was like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. That's definitely the biggest adjustment. It is snowy, it's cold, windy, man, it's tough.
Did you have to get a whole new wardrobe?
Yeah, I had to get a bunch of windbreakers, and the most important thing I found was boots, because it was like difficult for me to walk around in the snow, slipping and sliding with the ice and stuff like that.
What's your major? I think you alluded to this, and what's an ideal future profession for you?
My major is biology with the concentration in cardiovascular perfusion, and it's a pretty pipeline major, so after I graduate, I will be working as a perfusionist.
What has been your most enjoyable college class?
So far, it's got to be anatomy and physiology with my favorite professor, Dr. Varecki. It's very applicable to my profession, and it's certainly very enjoyable.
Let's rewind a few years. What was your fondest high school memory?
In my junior year, I was playing AAA ice hockey in California, and we ended up beating a top 5 team in the nation to win the state title. That was definitely one of my favorite memories in high school.
You still play hockey at all?
I do, mostly for fun though, just recreationally.
What are the best qualities of your head coach, Tony Anderson?
Tony Anderson, he's a great guy. Certainly a lot of good things to say about him, but one of the things that I personally found is that he instills a belief in you that you can do great things. Once he tells you that you can do something, you truly believe that and you can work towards it.
We mentioned you've had a lot of success, so you might not want to change too much, but if you could pick one rule about track and field to change, what would it be?
I was talking to a couple of my teammates about this. Track and field is a pretty fair sport already. It's very black and white, I feel like, but one little rule that I think we might be able to change is for the relays, you have to have matching uniforms, and I think it's a little arbitrary. You can just change the uniform.
Gotcha. We'll see if we can petition that rule, maybe. If you could eat just one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's going to have to be ramen. So much variety. You can have different meats, different vegetables in there. Change it up every time.
Fitting for a college student. You could always afford that.
Exactly.
What's a little known fact about you or a hidden talent you have?
Before I moved here, I was working as an EMT in pre-hospital healthcare. So a lot of skills with that and a lot of experiences on the front lines, especially during COVID.
That's awesome. Lastly, what advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time and talk to you as a high school freshman?
Definitely fix your sleep schedule.
Yeah.
It's going to pay dividends, and you're going to need it in college.
So now you're on a good schedule.
It's getting better. It's getting there.
On the way to a good sleep schedule.
Exactly.
Well, Bryan, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of this season and beyond.
Thank you.
That's Bryan Pan here on the Celtics Spotlight.